Ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for coming along, coming back to Heroes Untapped. We're back from a mid-season break, and we're here to bring you all the news happening about the HGC ANZ Premier League. I'm Disconcur, looking a bit ravaged from the Easter long weekend. I have to admit, I am tired. But of course, joining me this week on the show, as always, it's my fantastic co-host, Blankhots. Blankhots, good sir. How you going this week?
I'm doing fantastic, Disco. Good to be back. Good to be back. It's been a long break. I've missed Hots Untapped. I've missed you.
Yep.
It's so good to see your face again, Disco.
You suckhole, Blank. You suckhole.
You're so beautiful. But it's not just me. I'm here all the time. Below me we have Outlaw's very own Coffee. How are you, Coffee?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for getting me on the show.
It's good to have that good old Outlaw's Coffee face reveal, Disco.
Yeah, I mean it's we've had so much of a association with Coffee and Junkrat that when the face was revealed, when I literally didn't see Junkrat, I have to admit I was a little bit disappointed, Coffee. Which is just such a I don't. Do you actually like that? Do you like this huge association that we have with Coffee being not just the best Junkrat player at ANZ, but you kind of embodying it? You know, your emotes of that. Everything just seems to be so Junkrat heavy for yourself.
Yeah, it's kind of fun, to be honest, just having that much of association with let's just say a bit of a strange character in the game. Yep. Somewhat fitting.
Would you say you embody the chaos? You're definitely, I'll definitely say you're one of the louder people in the community, which I always think is good. You know, you need the people that are not as scared to speak up in when they think things are wrong. So we're happy to have your voice. But do you feel that are you self-aware of your chaotic nature?
Oh yes. I know that Asbon's been on the show a few times, and
yep.
I know he's had a tendency to pop off. I'm going to try and restrain myself tonight because there's quite a bit that's happened recently. So
yep, yeah, some big things going on, and also we have a Beyond as well, up and coming Heroes of the Storm streamer in the region. Beyond, how you going, good sir? Welcome to Heroes Untapped.
You know, I have to say, Disco, ever since I was a young lad, I've always dreamed of coming on Heroes Untapped. So I'm so honored. Thanks for having me on the show.
Thank God you said coming on Heroes Untapped.
I'm doing well.
And not coming on me.
He coming on? Well, he's sharing screen time with you right now, Disco, so he's probably a little bit excited about that. I had to close his door before because it was getting a bit noisy.
The number one Disco fan.
Get a bit steamy.
Quick pointer, Beyond is actually Master again as of tonight.
Oh.
Congratulations, Beyond, on the Master rank.
Fuck's sake, Blank. Sorry, Pete's sake.
Good start.
No, that's good. That's good, man. We need more. We need more high quality, high ranked streamers in the region. Definitely.
Oh yeah, I don't know about high quality, right?
There's some disgusting streamers at the moment. Those low pleb tiers. So let's not talk about any of them.
The bronze one.
That's right. The bronze rubbish streamers. And of course, welcome everyone in chat. Welcome to Heroes Untapped. We've got a stellar show for you tonight. We're going to be bringing you a review of the next 7 matches happening in the HC Premier League. Of course, we have it's a week delayed because obviously we weren't here last week. But we got the Open Div report again from ANZ Heroes featuring the lovely Neracella, bringing us the wrap up from what happened before the break. We also have Massive Moments, but I have a very special edition of Massive Moments as well. So it's when we get to that, prepare, get on the edge of your seat. And of course, Beyond has stepped into the hot seat, a new segment on the show that I like to call the Mad Minute. We're gonna throw a ton of questions at Beyond in 60 seconds, and he has to can he beat the clock? Can he answer them all? Or will he fail the Mad Minute? I know, quality entertainment. We could talk about serious things with Hots, or we could have lots of fun. And let's first off, so we're back from break, but we're coming back into almost like a new season. We've had so many dramatic changes in Heroes of the Storm lately. We had the Mata brothers dominance, or the Overwatch characters dominance. they've slowly been nerfed over the 4 weeks, right? Over the last 4 to 6 weeks, they've slowly been nerfed. Trace has received nerfs. Varian, who at the start of the season you would sort of joke about talking about in drafts, where does he place? Because he's had a little bit of a change as well. So we're just coming into a whole new second half of the league, maybe a different meta. I don't know, but let's look at the standings going into week 5 of the HGC ANZ Premier League. And Coffee, you'll be happy with this. Currently, the ladder features Outlaws in first position. Of course, that is based off a number of games played. Have I got a terrible mistake? I've just been given producers telling me something terrible about something I've done. Basically, oh no, it's something in the name. Anyway, Outlaws first place based off games played. Obviously, they're not undefeated, but because of the games they played, puts them in first position. Nomi are currently sitting in second, but they are undefeated. So you should say they actually deserve first. Crimson sitting in third place, well earned. Downfall fourth. Aztec fifth. Finally, Aztec have positioned themselves in a swell position on the board. The A in their name doing a lot of effort, a lot of work for themselves. Quick Match Warriors in 6th, Rich Gang 7th, and Mprox still in a final position. But, you know, we noted they played the least amount of games in this league so far.
Yeah, they've got a lot to come up this next few weeks left of the HGC disco. I'm intrigued to see if Mprox can do something. There is a lot of things going on in the background that we don't know 100% what's happening just yet, so we can't really talk about it or speculate. But there are some big changes potentially happening to a few of these teams, and I'm intrigued to see how that's going to play out over the rest of the week, rest of the season.
Big changes, Blank. What do you mean, big changes? Can you spill the beans?
I can't spill the beans. I can't say anything.
I am bound to honest to I don't know fucking
bound to
something.
secrecy is what you need.
That's the
Like
term.
it's stuff that can and may or may not happen. So it's stuff that there's no point speculating on, because if it doesn't happen, then it's a waste of.
So there's stuff going on in the scene. So we're going to have an interesting HGC of the week leading into it. The ladder guys, you know, I don't know, Coffee. Is this ladder perfect? It's like, yep, Outlaws are on top, mate. The ladder has never looked better. What are your thoughts on just where all the teams have placed so far?
Mostly I think it's about right. I think it's a bit strange that the games played increases your standing in ranks. I really think it should be having Nomi on top, but I don't think too much of it surprises me. I think I would have expected the Rush Gang to be a bit higher up. I think it looks pretty strong in the preseason, but otherwise it seems about right.
Yeah, you know,
One big thing is the huge gap between third and fourth place between the top 3 and the others. I know some people thought the gap was closing, and to some extent they're right with Downfall taking the series off Crimson, but there's still quite a ways to go to close that gap.
Well, that's it. Like, you're 100% right. You know, talking about that Downfall at the start of the season. I mean, the first 3 weeks, Downfall were like the bad boys on the block. They were, taking names, cracking skulls, beating Crimson and stuff. But they've just sort of dropped off. The first 3 weeks were their big weeks, and they really haven't secured a victory since then. Only 3 wins on the board, even though they played 7 games. So it's besides Downfall, I think, being a surprise in 4th place. You would have thought at the beginning of the season that Aztec would have been sitting nicely in that sort of 4th position. But now it's Downfall that's really surprised the scene. But yeah, as Coffee was saying, you know, it goes Downfall with 3 wins, Crimson with 6. Double the wins. I know, Beyond, it's, you're not really in a competitive player in the sense that you're not actually on any of the premier teams. What's your taking from this? Like, you watched the Open Div. You actually played in it as well. Sorry, the preseason, I meant. You actually played in the preseason. Is there anything on the table at the moment? Did you? Well, you registered, weren't you?
No. He was going to be playing in the preseason, but just before preseason started, he did drop because he had a lot of uni work to do, I believe it was, Ben.
Something like that.
Beyond, list the name of the players that you dogged. Who was it you dogged, mate?
Let's not. But But no, he has been competing in the Open Div at the moment with Dragon Doritos, so Goomba, as well as a few others, and they've been doing really well. They're currently sitting third or fourth at the moment. It's very tight, and the Open Div is going to be.
He looks like he's 50.
It looks like he's. The Open Div is looking to have a bit of a shake-up as well in the next coming weeks with some of the upcoming changes. So that will be interesting to see how that plays out too, and could potentially see Dragon Doritos creep into that.
You are such a cock tease. Did you say changes? Changes.
What?
So
I'm just
let me just.
You are
potentially Dragon Doritos might be able to take that second spot. Who
okay.
knows?
What
What was
was
the
you're
original
talking
question,
about?
Disco?
I was talking,
Kind of,
talking about the Premier League, mate. What's your thoughts on the positioning? Is it? Do you agree with Coffee that everything is just? So I heard Blank say changes to the Open Div. Like, what do you mean changes? Like format changes?
Like,
No.
Sorry. Anyways, Beyond, tell me, what do you think about the ladder?
I think that it's about what you would expect. Like at the start of the season, I guess you thought that Rich Gang was going to be a bit higher given their roster, but I feel like watching the games, a lot of like the bottom five, the teams are all quite close to each other. I mean, you've seen some improvement from Aztec and Downfall, but I think any team could take games off any other team in those five.
It's something we talked about on Heroes on Tap before. You know, we talked even with the pre-season being done and the teams having such well representation, and you know they played well. There was still always kind of going to be this divide between the top three and the five coming in, and it's 100% what we still see. You know, even if Aztec have a massive run this later half of the season, they're still not going to be in a good position to catch someone like Outlaws, Nomia, or even Crimson, who are all double their current points.
I mean, it's like watching one of those footy games or something where the team is so far down that it would take something drastic, like the other team would have to just stop playing completely.
It would take something like one team
to make them catch up.
Like one team to be penalized a set of points, and then to lose key games, and then have another team win key games. I know what you mean, Blank. I know what you mean. It would take.
We haven't seen that happen before, have we?
It would take a perfect storm in the ANZ region that we've seen happen before.
Yeah.
I don't know, like going into it. What are your guys' little quick predictions right now? We just wanted to, because we'll move on to the first match of the season. But quick predictions. How is this ladder going to end? Who is going to be in the, let's just say, top 4 positions? Coffee, what are your thoughts? Who are the top 4 teams 4 weeks from now?
Top 4 teams, I think in order is going to be Nomia, Outlaws, Crimson, Downfall, as is right now. I don't see that changing. Everything seems to be stabilizing somewhat.
All right, so you're still going for Downfall in the 4th position. You reckon they're going to be the contender there?
Yes, they're definitely looking strong compared to some of the other teams that the only competitor I'd say they have is Aztec, and I think Downfall is definitely looking stronger than Aztec is right now.
Yep. Hey, I'd say that's really fair. Beyond, what about yourself? Top 4.
So there's 16 games in total, or is it 14?
Yeah. Oh, hell, I don't know.
Oh, it's 14 games. It's double round robin?
Yep. Double round robin, yeah.
Okay, so I think that sounds like a pretty accurate prediction. Outlaws, Nomia, Outlaws, Crimson, and then Downfall. But perhaps Aztec will take 4th place.
Yep. Blank yourself. Sorry, we'll just...
You never know. Maybe Kill Warriors could take 4th place also.
Interesting. I'm actually feeling that Aztec will take over Downfall in the coming weeks, and they will finish 4th. I don't see them catching up enough. I don't see that there's any possibility they can catch up enough to creep into that 3rd spot. But I mean, if anyone can do it, Aztec probably can. They've got some great players. They're getting that synergy. I mean, they had a massive roster change at the start of the season, so they've been playing with pretty much a new team from day one. And now that we're halfway through, I honestly think they're going to get all the way. And I don't see them taking out 3rd or 2nd, but I do see the lineup being Nomia, Outlaws, Crimson, and Aztec.
Yep.
I think that's fair.
No, pretty good,
sure.
pretty good. I'm pretty much in agreement. It's I'm not going to rattle off the names again because they're all the same. Personally, I would like to see Quick Match Warriors sneak into that 4th position. I really would like to see it. I think they're playing well, but I don't think they're consistent enough in their play.
It's definitely not 0%, right?
Pardon?
Like,
No.
There's always a chance of this.
Yeah. And I think those are the 3 teams. Like, Rich Gang, like they're an interesting team, and I think we should just highlight that. If Rich Gang rocked up for their matches, they might have a better chance at winning some games. Because they've DQ'd a lot of games, a lot of that series. Which
is unfortunate, isn't it? Like it's.
Yeah, it is unfortunate.
How that team went.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. But let's move on. So that's getting to the first match, the first game back from the break. When I find, what is it?
So a total of 16 games to be played. It's 8 weeks.
Sorry, just bear with
Double
me,
round
something
robin.
went wrong. There we go.
Everyone plays twice. I'm actually, I don't know.
All right, so this is the first game back from break, and we have. Sorry, I'm just making sure it doesn't blow everyone's ears off. And I'm glad I checked it because it actually would. We've got Crimson versus Mprox.
Ooh.
So it's a. I mean, this is a savage game, right? This is instantly a savage game. We've got 3rd position fighting last place, but even then, like, I don't know. Is there really much to talk about in this game?
I don't think there is.
I mean, Crimson are obviously the hot favourites, but, I think there's always that small possibility in a best of 3 for the underdog to win this out. So
we saw what happened with Downfall and Crimson.
I mean, Mprox have been looking stronger lately, right?
Yeah.
I haven't watched them. I mean, they took... So perhaps.
I don't mean this is an interesting one. This is the first time that these teams will be meeting in the HCC Premier League. It's the first time they've met, and Mprox have only won a single game this season. But they've only played like about 4 or 5 games as well.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go and say it's not 0%. Like there's perhaps it is. I don't know. I'm trying to give some benefit to the other team.
You don't ever want to say fully like, nah, there's just no chance. Because it's not.
We've seen stranger things happen. Like we've seen stranger teams. Like, I mean, Downfall took the set off Crimson the first round, and then they lost to Quick Match Warriors. But then Quick Match Warriors got destroyed by Crimson. So rock beats paper, paper beats rock, rock beats scissors, scissors beat paper.
Just
it could be anyone's
game.
Yeah, well, it's the way it works. It's the circle of life. Like any team can beat any team on any given day. It just depends on what version of that team.
Circle of life.
It's the circle of life.
You guys are cramming. You guys are just me. Coffee, mate. The voice of reason. Like these guys are telling me that Mprox has a chance to beat Crimson.
No, I meant like a low chance, but it's not 0%. Like.
Let's be real here, okay? So this is a top 3 team, Crimson, very strong, very stable, looking really good. Versus Mprox, who I'm not sure if it's true, but I'm very sure the only win was versus Rich Gang was a forfeit. I think Gonda's right. They might get 1 or 2 kills, but I'm not seeing a game.
If they're lucky, and this is no disrespect to Mprox either. This is no disrespect to them. They're just up against hard. There's 3 teams that are hard in this league, and this is one of them. All right, so let's do predictions. I have to apologize to everyone.
Yeah, let's move on.
My prediction software has actually broke. Has literally just broke on me midstream, and I can't bring up the icons for either of the teams. So I apologize. I'm sorry, but let's go on.
So no one wins.
For Crimson, right? We're all saying Crimson here.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You guys, I've never had such nice people on the show before, and Blank's on every single week. All right, next game.
Hey.
Next game, and this is looking to be a stellar. It's Outlaws versus Nomia, the rematch.
I'm really excited for this on Disco. This is looking to be one of the hype games of the season. Outlaws featuring Lahal, Hiccup, Icebold, Gondo, and our very own Coffee, who you can see right here, up against the big giants themselves, undefeated Nomia, Fat94, John, Vanilla, Ro, and Penta.
It is looking massive. So when these teams are last met, Nomia beat Outlaws 2-0, and and I think it was a little bit unfair criticism, but comments were made that Outlaws were looking rough. Now, you could argue a lot of things for this. There was some rescheduling done at last minute that make it a unexpected match for Outlaws, but I think there was a little bit of criticism thrown at Outlaws because they did not have time to prepare against a massive team. Sure, they say you should always be ready to fight a tiger, but hey, wouldn't you like, at least some warning beforehand that when you're going to get home, you're going to be fighting a tiger? Both teams have quite a diverse roster as well. Outlaws have been drafting a ton of different heroes. I have to say, during the weeks, La Hole in particular being featured on just a range of characters. Again, another unfair bias in Twitch chat, calling out Lahal and his Tychus play. Maybe Lahal should play a character he knows how to play, and then proceeded to go on and just decimate the enemy opposition as Tychus. So, Outlaws, like Coffee, do you feel you guys have been getting a little bit of unfair criticism in the Premier League? Because I certainly think you have.
Oh, absolutely. For first 2 weeks, we were expecting to have a relatively easy start from the roster we'd seen, and then a couple of hours before it started, there was a new schedule, and we see Nomia week 1, Crimson week 2, thinking, oh god, we are not ready for this. Because as a team, it's a relatively new roster. NMD existed last year, obviously, but 2 new people, Gondo and myself.
Yeah.
Which means we have a lot of room to improve in our team synergy and whatnot.
Yep.
So obviously, coming into Nomia, we've had almost no time as a full team. It's been about 2-3 weeks at that point, and they absolutely wiped the floor of us. There's no doubt about that. We got, I think it was like 4 kills in the entire series. Took under half an hour to do.
Scary stuff.
But are you guys better prepared this time? That's the question. Are you? If you guys, because you've had essentially since then 4 weeks, including the break week, to to think about, right, how we're going to challenge Nomia, how are they playing, what are they doing that we can exploit. You've got replays, the VODs, you've got the casting comments if they are of any value. I don't know. So you've got so much to look over. Are you guys going to be more confident going to the match this Tuesday?
Yeah, well, first time around, Nomia were absolutely very far ahead of us. However, I think we have improved much, much more than they have. I don't think they've really improved much at all.
Yep.
But that's not to say it's bad. They've been a really good spot, so there's not much room to improve from.
They're consistent.
I think the first time around, our drafting in particular was really bad. We've definitely improved on that. I think our drafts are some of the best in the region right now. So hopefully we can look to get an advantage from the draft, and maybe we can get a game of them, but a full series will be pretty big upsets considering that no one's managed to take a game off them yet.
What are you looking at, Blank? Sorry, what are you looking at?
Nothing, Disco. I'm not looking at anything at all.
I keep seeing your eyes darting off to the side.
I've got 4 monitors, Disco, so I've got
I've face on each one, including yourself. All right, back. Sorry, back.
I've got the notes. Anyway,
back to the thing. Sorry, I just noticed that. So I mean that's that's very true, and I really agree that Outlaws have improved drastically again during this during the play, and you can just see in there again. I think you guys have one of the most diverse rosters in the league. Just the amount of different heroes you guys are playing. If you said, "Hey, who's everyone comforts picks?" I would. I think you'd be the only one. Coffee said, "Well, Coffee is a comfort pick on Junkrat," but Junkrat is such an X factor hero that, I mean, it's not bad. He's a good hero to have a comfort pick on. But outside of that, I mean, I wouldn't really lock you guys down as being any particular hero. You guys really are a particular role. Unfortunately, Nomia are the same thing. Nomia also have a wide drafting pool that they can select from, can access multiple heroes that each one can play. And again, I wouldn't say that, Fat 94 is only a Tracer player. Like, no, Fat 94 is whatever Fat 94 needs to be on the day. Beyond Nomia versus Outlaws, what's your take on the development of each team? Could Outlaws do it?
I think it should be a quite close series, right? Slightly in favor of Nomia, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if Outlaws took it. I don't really have anything else to add.
Yep. What's been said?
60-40 in Nomia's favor.
It's so tough to predict this one. What about I don't know, Blank? Do you have any? Give us your predictions after this. But what are your thoughts on this?
Well, they are both really strong teams. I mean, we've seen the ladder. Outlaws are currently number 1 because of games played. They've both had 7 wins. Outlaws unfortunately have 2 losses. One of those being against Nomia, as you mentioned before, Disco.
Yep.
I think that they're going to be a lot better prepared now moving into this game. I think Outlaws might actually take the series off Nomia. This will be Nomia's first loss of the series. And, I mean, let's be honest, once like teams like Crimson and other teams that have played them very often and scrimmed them regularly, see what gods can bleed, then, well, who knows? Anyone can take it. But I think the Outlaws have a strong chance of actually taking it 2-1.
2-1. 2-1. Big calls. So the prediction. So Outlaws for Blank. Beyond. What's your call? Nomia? And Coffee.
Yep.
Coffee, you gonna back the boys or you gonna dog them?
On one hand, I want to say go Outlaws, all positive, but once again, as the voice of Visa, I'm gonna tone it down a bit. I think it's gonna be Nomia win, but it's going to be 2-1. Go and take the first game off them in the tournament.
That's nice.
If you take the first game, you don't think you're going to take the series?
I don't think we have we're not going to play it exactly straightforward. I don't think we can take the full series.
Okay.
You could have some confidence, man.
Yeah, no confidence.
Voice of reason. I don't want to be wrong.
You've got to respect.
Your team's in the chat.
No, you got to respect. You got to respect that. It's understanding where you are as a team, and going like, look, we're gonna go give it our 100%, but we don't have unrealistic. Is that a word? I was thinking it is now. Expectations going into this. It's if we somehow win, oh my god, that's going to be massive. But we're not expecting to. But we're gonna bleed. We're gonna bleed for it. Whatever happens, someone's gonna be bleeding. And apparently that's a good thing. I don't know. I'm really torn with this game. I've been all season. I've been really backing Outlaws. It's one of my favorite teams in the league. I'm probably a little bit biased in that sense, but I've been really backing Outlaws. I so want to say Outlaws again, but Nomia they're just a force to be reckoned with. They're undefeated. Will Outlaws be the first team this season that can do it, to pull off what no other team has ever done this league, at least? I mean, one team has historically, but we don't talk about them because they're dead in the open diviv right now. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. I'm going Nomia. I'm gonna say Nomia. I'm sorry, Outlaws. I want to back yous. Please prove me wrong. 100%. I'd love to be proved wrong and see Nomia defeated by Outlaws, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Let's go. Third game of the season. Moving on. Third game back from break. It's Quick Match Warriors versus Downfall. And I think this is actually going to be another good series. This is the battle of the mid-tier titans. Quick Match Warrior obviously being Tommy, Mad Hack, Sterilee, Leica, and Avalu versus Magic Gnome, Flaze, Superfish, Konya, and Shrek It's Love. And this should be a good game as well. Should be a good game as well. It's a rematch. Quick Match Warriors beat Downfall surprisingly last time. They beat them 2-1. Neither teams actually had a victory for over the last 2 weeks. They've got a whole bunch of dot points here. Quick Match Warriors have been showing promise, but they don't have the consistency in the late game. Downfall earlier in this season were early game specialists, closing out the game sub 15 minutes. But they've really come long. They've come a long way, and they're actually playing a much playing a better long game, in my opinion. They're really surviving to the late stages, late game, making the right decisions. But neither team really have got a solid victory in the last couple of weeks. And we've even seen with how the meta's shifted, teams are starting to pick up the comfort picks for Downfall, which has really been hurting them. So this dude taking this Duke off away from Shrek's love and forcing him onto Malfurion and stuff, and just hasn't really been executing the same sort of precision we've seen. Quick match Warriors versus Downfall. What are you guys thoughts on this one? Beyond, talk to me, baby.
So I don't have any great analysis here, but I would say slight favorite quick match simply because they won against them last time. But I think it'll be close. It's hard to pick, but I'll give slight favorite quick match. They've been looking stronger lately.
Yep.
Downfall's on a bit of a negative run right now.
They're on a downfall, aren't they? That's the difference.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's difficult to call, but I'll just give it slightly in favor of quick match Warriors.
Quick match Warriors. Coffee, my lad. What are your thoughts on this one? Has Downfall come a long way, and can they retake the series against Quick Match, not like they did last time when they failed, or have Quick Match Warriors developed enough in the last week? Because each team, all the teams have been training for the last week. Maybe they're all Supermen now.
Yeah, well, I think we've seen two different versions of Downfall throughout the tournament. There's the version where they play standard, they draft their Maevs, they draft their Stukov, their Malfurions, and they play a standard game, and that seems to be working out for them. On the other hand, we've also seen a off-meta, to say the least, style of Downfall. We've seen D.Va, we've seen Cho'Gall quite a few times. I really think they just need to play standard. I think they're mechanically the better team. If they play a standard draft, I think they should be able to take this. And I hope they do. I don't think they will do as well if they go, I guess, somewhat fancy, you could call it, with the Leyline Seal into D.Va self-destruct.
Yeah. Play standard. You just basically tell them to play standard.
Absolutely. They should just keep to the meta.
They have done some surprising things. So on that stage, so no, you're going for Downfall, but you're telling them as long as they play a standard game of Heroes of the Storm, they should take quick match. Downfall.
Yes, they shouldn't do anything too crazy. They don't need to, I think.
So Blank, the master of crazy as yourself. Downfall.
They're crazy. That's a new one. It is going to be a tight game. We managed to catch the third game of the series, and from what I was told, I haven't seen the replays myself, but from what I was told, the first two games were really heavily favored each way. So the game that QM run, they won convincingly, very convincingly, and the one that Downfall won was again the same, a pretty much stomp. But the third game that we watched was really close. Anyone could have taken it. So it's good to see the strengths on different things. I think that Downfall are peaking, and they are on their way down. I think QM probably have this one.
Yep.
It is going to be a really tight game. I'm not 100% sure, Disco. I can't call anything out of the ordinary here. Either team could win it.
Yep.
Again, just depends on who shows up on the day, if they can get their comfort picks.
All right. On the count of three, everyone say the prediction all at once so no one can understand each other. Guys, ready? On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Quick match Warriors.
Downfall.
Oh, Coffee going for the Downfall, the one, the white, the black sheep in the pack. So if you're right, you're the winner. You're the absolute. You don't have to share glory or anything like that from the prediction.
I remember going into week 4. There was a game, but I think it was this exact game, Quick Match and Downfall. Yeah. And I remember Morton being on Quick Match, and he was the only one to go against for majority. And as we all know now, he's right.
Yeah, he called it.
I feel like it's going to be the same thing this time.
So you're going against the majority, therefore you're going to be right.
Not therefore, but I definitely think that Downfall therefore takes the series.
While Morton was correct last time, I really do think you need to reassess your life choices when you're doing the Morton strat.
That's generally good advice.
Let's not talk about the Morton strat.
All right. More importantly, it's so that's the first 3 matches. That's Tuesday covered. Very, very quickly. We sort of brought it up at the beginning of the show. I just wanted to highlight some of the changes we've had for heroes. I don't want to go too much into their analysis, like Trace is doing 5% more damage now or 5% less. No. But we've had some massive changes to heroes in terms of Varian, new hero Phoenix dropping in. That's so powerful at the moment. and then Tracer herself just receiving some little buffs in some things, but nerfs in others. And I just want a quick question: what sort of meta do you guys think we're moving into come the later half of the HGC ANZ season? Like, do we, with Varian potentially being a maybe a new pickup warrior on the block, he gets his heroic at level 4 now. Is that going to be a huge impact? We're going to see big play or big change difference because of that. I do want to get you guys' thoughts on that. Is there any teams that are actually going to get a sick advantage from this that we haven't really discussed about yet?
I don't think so. I mean, the changes to Tracer are ups and downs, so it's not really that massive. Phoenix being introduced is going to be pretty huge, so it really depends on who can play them well. I have had the displeasure of playing against Konya on Phoenix, and have to say he's already pretty damn good. I mean, that's against me as well, so I can't really say that's much of a challenge, but he played it very skillfully. So I'd love to see when Phoenix is released, not this week, but next week, how he does fit into the meta. Will it be instant ban material like Mayab was, and Hanzo was at the time, and Blaze? Have they fallen out of favor because of the new hero coming in? The Varian changes, though, that's an interesting one. Because yes, his heroic's been moved to level 4, which gives him the ability to taunt or colossal smash or lose the game by picking Windblades. But the big change is his level 7 talent and his 10 parry, the unstoppable, not unstoppable, the protected, by the way. Everyone thinks that because it's one charge every 5 seconds, every 5 seconds instead of 2 charges every 10 seconds, that it's no different, but it is a massive difference. There's a lot more damage that can be mitigated. Losing the parry talent at level 7 means that you don't have it up as often as well. So it makes him a lot more vulnerable, I think. So I don't know. Coffee, Outlaws player, Premier League player, what are your thoughts on the variant changes and Phoenix coming in?
Alright, so I'll start with Phoenix because this is going to be the easy one. He is absolutely overpowered. There's no doubt about it. Hot Sogs, he's thinking about 65% win rate, something absurd like that. My only question is, how do the other 35% lose? The hero is so stupid. He can do absolutely everything better than any other hero in the game. He could probably draft him as a main tank because his health pool's really high. His escapes. He has ways to mitigate damage. All I'm hoping is that when he becomes allowed in Premier Division, that he's received some serious nerfs to both his talents and his base kit. And even then, I still think he's just going to be first banned. The hero is ridiculous. As for Varian, I've been playing around with them a lot in Hero League, and you were memeing it a lot, but I think Twin Blades is actually as viable as Colossal Smash now. I think they both have their place.
Yeah.
I'm a bit outspoken on this, but I've had success with both of them.
It's interesting there.
I think that Varian having his heroics of 4 as well could later do some crazy early game snowball strategy on maybe Braxis. Maybe as soon as level 4 hits, you just guarantee control of the bomb control points and you can snowball from there. I think there's a lot more. The skill cap's definitely improved on Hero, and I think he has a more interesting niche than he did before. It's just for they have Tracer, maybe want to take Varian. No. He's got his own specific place, and it's not just to counter another hero.
Yep. So there's actually going to be more strategies around Varian going into the later half of this season that we might see. That's actually really cool. I don't know. Does anyone else have? I didn't want to talk too much about this because we're going to find out this week a team's drafting him. Teams like I'm sure there's a soft ban on the Varian for the weaker player, or something like that, because he's changed. I don't know. I mean, you'd be more up to date with these admin. So
don't worry, you can move on.
Any week ban would have been over by now because of the mid-season break.
Anyway.
Varian came out during the week break, so he's banned for the Tuesday, I think, but not for the Thursday, which is I still think it's a bit strange that a hero can be allowed half week and not the other. Yeah. Then you throw an open division who also have Varian, and I'm somewhat confused as to why it's not just done for weeks. Makes it a lot simpler.
Yeah, well, it's hard because of when it drops. The patch always drops on that, or depending on the patch, on the Wednesday or the Thursday morning, and it's very rare we'll get one on a Tuesday. So having it,
yeah, it's probably a
don't want to
bracket
give
thing,
another
right?
team an extra couple of days advantage, you know.
It's probably something that, I mean,
Disadvantage.
going forward, you'd probably be looking at more doing something like as a bracketed thing. Instead of saying like, oh, something's banned for a week, it's banned for the next competitive cycle.
Right. Yeah.
And the competitive cycle might be whatever administrators depict. I don't know. That's someone else's problem.
That's all right. Either way, there'll be someone that has an issue with it. But moving on, Disco, we've got the massive moment.
All right. So this is guys. It's Blank's actually going away to Japan.
Yay!
He's going for a nice little holiday. He's still going to be coming on Heroes Untapped through the power of the internet. Not that we're not powered by internet right now. But I thought it'd be great this week, coming back from the mid-season break. I shouldn't call it mid-season break. Coming for the season break, that we did a little bit of a nice little thank you to Blank for everything he does. You recently ran a meetup, Blank. How did your meetup go?
It was really good. It was really good. We actually managed to convince Beyond to drink alcohol. He's been refusing to drink alcohol for a while now, and look at him. He's still alive, and he's been drinking alcohol. It's been fun. We had Aaron from Aztec. He's the owner of Aztec there, as well as good Premier League players like Lahal and Doubt, Sailor, Konya. It was really good. We had some great streamers as well. Winters came, cast their open div, and Ida Toshi.
Did he cast? Did he cast the meetup?
Well, we had a couple of games where Beyond was streaming from his room, and we were streaming from this room. We're just playing some games, and Winters and I came in behind and did a little bit of analysis of their draft
over the shoulder casting.
So it was a little bit of meme stuff, but we had some fun with it, and it was a really good time. So I think everyone had a good time, and nothing drastic happened.
I didn't.
No one died.
It was shit. I had a great time.
Please send help.
I look forward to the next.
I'm locked in Blank's basement. All right, guys. Well, this week's massive moments is I went through all the clips that have ever been made of Blank's meetups, and I chose. I chose respectable moments, not the worst. Not not bad. I haven't chosen anything terrible, but we chose the 4 not embarrassing moments from past meetups.
I hope one is not me singing Barry White.
As clipped by the viewers. So if it hasn't been clipped, there's probably better moments. If they haven't been clipped, they're not there. So enjoy this week's massive moments from Blank's meetups.
Everything I hear is delayed.
That's all right. Okay. But you realize. No blank face.
Why is there no blank face, man?
I actually asked Stumpy if she'd do my dab.
Oh, yeah.
I did a dab emoji. Where is Emil? Can anyone else see him? Can anyone else see Chriso? I can't see Chriso. Can you see Chriso? Because he's not here. And my theory is he
And we're back. We're back, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
That was fucking amazing. Oh,
hope you enjoyed that, Blank. It's a little thank you. It's a little bit of thank you from all the hard work you put into Heroes Untapped, and just.
Dude. I was cringing so many times there because I knew up, and I was like, oh god, this is gonna happen. And then you fixed it with however you did it, and it was amazing.
I can't take all the credit. I can't take hardly any of the credit. Big shout out to Neri Seller, Neri Sander. know, whatever her name, my lovely wife goes by. She's the one that puts the massive moments together every single week. And she came up with this brilliant idea. So it's no, thank you very much, Blank. Thank you very much, everyone that goes to the Brisbane meetups. You guys are awesome. But yeah, no, there were some amazing clips. Let's just say a couple of head smashes almost got onto the thing. I thought, no, that's not nice.
Probably a bit overkill.
But that is this week's Massive Moments. Guys, please, if something massive happens in your life and it's Heroes of the Storm related in some way, shape, or form, please send them through to disconcur@gmail.com. Replay files, videos, clips. I don't know, let's do images. If you take a amazing screenshot, send it through to me, and you could feature on the massive moments from the ANZ community. Right, moving on. We're going to our next game, and we've got, when it comes up, hopefully it's going to come soon. Here we go. It's a big week for Quick Match Warriors because they're at it again, fighting Aztec. So we've already talked about the Quick Match Warriors. Let's talk about Aztec, Doubt, Sailor, Azog, Lucker Dog, and Dommy. Hopefully that roster is up to date because, I don't know. I did them once, and then I never updated them after that. This game, I think this is going to be a great game. I think straight off the bat, I think Aztec are going to take it out. Aztec were dominating last time they played. I believe it was a 2-0.
Yep.
I've got show notes here anyway saying that sort of stuff. I mean, having said that, though, both of these teams are reeling from losses. You know, before the season break, they didn't have a very good winning streak. A lot of losses on. However, Aztec, we talked about it before, showing great promise. They're really coming together as a team now, and I think we're starting to see that. But is it going to be enough against Quick Match? They've done it before. Can they do it again?
I think they can. I think that Aztec have gelled really well together. As you said, they've got a lot more synergy now. They have been scrimming hard, working hard. Aaron's put a lot into them in getting them to where they are now and getting them regular scrims and working on building their team synergy. I honestly think that they are the stronger team compared to QM Warriors at the moment. Any other conflicting thoughts, Coffee?
No, I definitely agree with you. Aztec definitely favoured going into the Swan. They've been looking pretty good. I don't see that changing.
Yeah, Aztec by quite a margin. 80-20.
Yep.
There you go. 80-20. We've got the stats master.
I'm just throwing a fucking random number out there.
Well, I think we've already talked about these teams, right? It's what they're going to present on the day. How much training has Quick Match done during the week? I think Aztec and Nomi are scrimming tonight. So Aztec is already fighting. They're fighting the best in the region as we speak in a practice match. But again, they're getting that experience, and that's crucial to their team synergy. Their team synergy has improved since the early, the opening rounds. So yeah, Aztec. I don't think Aztec. Is there anyone that is going for Quick Match in this lineup?
No, Aztec are looking very strong lately. A lot stronger than early in the season. They've got a good roster. I don't think there's much probability of QM Warriors taking this.
Doing much. All right, no worries.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be Aztec, I think.
Do we get any amazing insight? Because I think we were just unanimous. It's just, Quick Match could win, but it's probably going to be Aztec.
Yeah, there's nothing really more to say on the matter. I mean, as we've discussed in many times, Aztec have come a long way from where they first were when they started this season. They essentially dominated preseason, finishing that undefeated up against some of these teams. And with a new roster as they were at the start of the season, they have really gelled together and they're just getting better week after week. So I honestly don't see QM taking this one off them at all.
Fair enough.
What is
it? Just going to the next match. I mean, I think this one's going to be another quick one to talk about as well. It's Nomia versus Rich Gang. If Rich Gang can rock up on the night, I don't think it's going to change results. I hate to say it, this really conflicts me, right, when we talk about Rich Gang. Fesh, Juices, Jim Jam, Deceptive, and Fairy Opetsky. It's a good team. it's a good team. It's a good roster. I don't think they have good team synergy. Like I think they're still developing that. But individual skill wise, they're all definitely there. You know, they understand the game. They know what they need to be doing at what at the particular time of the match. But they just haven't been playing. So I'm conflicted. I don't want to. Like, oh, yeah, which gang could possibly take this against Nomi? And it's like, well, the answer is no, but are they even going to rock up on the night? We don't know.
Well, that's the thing. It's no longer a figurative. Are they going to rock? Are they literally going to rock up that night?
Yeah, it's it's like no. So just my notes right. So this is the first time that Nomi and Rich Gang will be meeting. So there is a rematch later on this season to be had. Nomi are obviously highly favored as they're undefeated. And Rich Gang's just been so inconsistent, not necessarily in performance, but just in actual attendance. I don't know, Coffee. It's what would you what is the highlights of a match like this where we're not even sure if we're not even sure it's going to go ahead?
Oh, even that, yes.
Well, no, toxic, but isn't that the highlight? In itself.
What if they rock up?
Do they rock up? Like,
is there going to be a game?
I don't think it's that controversial to say that Nomi are very much favoured, but they haven't shown up to other games. It wouldn't surprise me. Now they've said that they probably will show up, but that's probably a good thing anyway.
Yeah. I want to see them show up. Right? Rich Gang, I think they could have been such a talking topic this season. I feel they definitely have it all to go far, but I don't know. I'm trying to not keep harping on about it, but I'm going to keep harping on about it.
Let's be honest, even if they do show up, it's going to be really quick. I mean, we saw how quickly Nomi demolished Outlaws in the first week of the season, right? Apologies, Coffee. I mean, I know that's going to bring back some traumatic PSD, but PTSD, yes.
Oh, so blank.
I don't know. But I'm thinking, like, they got beaten in 10 minutes per game, pretty much. Against a team like Rich Gang, I see it being really, really quick, and I see, because Ben's got a date that night as well, that he'll get it done quickly, even if they don't show up, or even if they do show up, rather.
It's a double night for Fat 94. Does Rich Gang show up? Does his date show up? It's going to be
no toxic in chat.
It's not toxic. Oh my gosh! I'm just making an observation. Yeah. Well, obviously Nomi are the favorites here, right? So you'd have to say that Nomi will take it out, but yeah, I'd love to see the game played. I don't know. I've got nothing more. I've got nothing more to talk about this game.
I mean, does anyone have any contradicting theories about who's actually going to win this game?
Nothing to contribute.
I'm not going to predict
just like Rich Gang.
I'm not going to predict that Nomi's going to win this. I'm just going to say that Rich Gang's not going to show up as my prediction.
Okay. My prediction is they are going to show up and play one game, lose it in 5 minutes, and then not show up for the second game. Computer power button. No, I don't know. That's my thoughts. Disco, do we want to move on? Because we can't drag this dead horse for much longer.
Yeah, no worries. So we will move on. We've got two final games. I guess I'll try and backtrack a little bit, actually. Pretty savage. There were some, Rich Gang did have some roster issues we should highlight. And it's some of the earlier problems they had. So it's not totally it's things out of their power as well. But yeah, it's just you don't understand. I bet they would win so many times in games. They've just hurt me too much. But moving on, we got a new segment we're going to try tonight. It's a little bit of a mad minute question with one of our guests, and it's going to be with the mighty Beyond tonight. Let me just get the questions up. So basically how this works is it's called the Mad Minute. We're going to shoot off a series of questions at Beyond, and they're effectively
how exciting.
They're actually we're looking for one-worded response, right? So we don't want a big essay, long essay. It's yes, no, or a definitive answer as soon as you can. The idea is, can you beat the clock? Do you have time to interpret the questions? We're going to see how it goes. Might be a little bit of fun. Might not be. But so beyond. Are you ready?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's get it going.
It's the Mad Minute. You're in the seat. And your time starts now. Do you play Heroes of the Storm?
Yes.
Is Phoenix overpowered?
Yes.
How long have you been playing Heroes of the Storm for?
3.5 years or so.
Is HOTS your first MOBA experience?
Yes.
Why Outlaws?
Great.
Are you a one-trick in Hero League?
Perhaps.
Do you feel that the matchmaking system in HOTS is bad?
Maybe.
Are Nomia going to win the Premier League?
Yes.
Have you ever dodged a Hero League queue on purpose?
Yes.
Have you ever been silenced before?
No.
Is Azura the most beautiful player in the ANZ region?
No.
Who is your favorite character to play?
Cassia.
Who do you respect most in the Premier League?
Lahal.
One more. Does Tuesday come after Monday?
Yes.
Thank you very much, Beyond, for playing the Mad Minute.
Did he make it? I can't see the timer.
Do I win a shirt or something?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what you win. I haven't gone that far yet. I just wanted to see how many questions we could potentially get through.
Well, the chat wants to know because he said no to Azul being the most beautiful
I don't
person
know,
in the ANZ disco. So we need to know who is the most beautiful player in the ANZ.
Outlaws Coffee Club.
Cheers, mate.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Love you too, Bjorn. Kappa Pod.
Kappa Pride.
Kappa Pride.
Didn't ask if the earth was flat.
What? Oh, I didn't ask if the earth was flat. That's a good question, though. We could have thrown that one in there. For pre-warning, sorry, Ben, I had no idea about any of these questions. I don't have any list of this.
It's all right.
Wasn't warned. Couldn't give you any pre-warning at all. But you did really well. You did really well.
Coffee Club Brazil, yeah. That's the one.
Yeah.
Have you got your malaria vaccine yet, or whatever it is?
Yellow fever.
No, definitely not yet. I think it's like a 2-week requirement before we go, so just gonna wait on that. Don't really want to get jabbed if don't need to.
Are you confident? You're confident of going to Brazil?
I'd say relatively confident. Still quite a few games to go. We're only halfway through, but I'm going to say more likely than not at this stage.
You still haven't had your second game against Crimson yet, have you?
That's probably going to be the decider between who goes.
Yeah. Boy, this is funny.
Unless someone manages to beat Nomi, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And it's next week.
Ooh.
So if we just quickly look at that history. What have we got? So Outlaws have played 9 games. Crimson have played 8. But Crimson are also 1 game, only have 6 victories, where Outlaws have 7. Does that mean that when Outlaws and Crimson play against each other, if Crimson wins, they just tie the series? They tie the points against Outlaws. So if no.
Basically, so I'm just assuming there's been one lot of each team played. So both of us lost to Nomia.
Yep.
And then Crimson beat Outlaws, but Crimson also lost to Downfall, which kind of evens it out in that way. So right now we're even.
Yeah.
In terms of both had 2 losses.
2 losses.
So whoever wins the head-to-head is going to take the lead.
We'll take okay.
Yeah,
whoever wins will definitely take the lead. Because if you guys had no more games between now and then, just between yourselves, you guys would bump up to 8 wins. If you beat Crimson, then they'd stay on 6. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's going to be like the decider. That probably will be the decider unless a freak defeat comes out of nowhere. A freak win against Nomi or a freak defeat against Hands if they are another team. Oh, let's move on to the last 2 games of the round. And it's Downfall versus Mprox. like another, you're looking at bottom ladder versus probably mid tier on the ladder at the moment, 4th position. I think this is the first time. Where's my notes? I've lost my notes again. This is another first time. Yeah, another first time for Mprox. Mprox getting so many proverbial cherries popped this week. First time. Downfall Gaming, obviously a little bit more experienced. You would argue maybe a bit more skilled. Maybe not. Maybe it's just experience that's on their side. Particularly in the league anyway. You know, Downfall have at least played more games, 7 games over only the 5 of Mprox. Is this gonna be a close series?
I don't think it will be. I think it will be a very distinct Downfall victory here. As much as I love that Mprox are trying and are doing better, I just don't think they have the commitment to get the job done when it matters.
I mean, and that was kind of confirmed because we were, we talking about that last week. I believe we had Touch Me on the show, and last time, and he was actually saying that that the team enjoys the game, but they're really more playing it for fun, and they just more happen to be hard, competitive or skilled enough to make it into the Premier League. So they've already kind of confirmed where their sort of mindset is, and I think it's almost like a mindset thing. Like if they change their positioning or they change their mindset, they might be able to fight into this because Quick Match Warriors, Aztec into less, Quick Match Warriors Downfall into a lesser extent Aztec. There's potential there to actually take series off those teams.
And there's only so much that, I mean, Ben said it, Coffee said it, I've said it, you said it. How many times? Like, it really depends on who shows up on the night. Like, if they show up and they're all there, the mindset's there, they're going to win. Whichever team has that mindset, whichever team has the most determination, they'll be the one that wins. It's too easy to win games in Heroes of the Storm, but it's also too easy to throw them. So, I mean, we've seen some really, really good teams throw some games that they should have won. It happens to the best of them. So, I don't know. I honestly think Downfall will win, but if they, for lack of a better expression, thank you, Ben, shit the bed, then I think they have it.
Yeah, it's in favor of Downfall.
There's no other way to.
But I wouldn't be shocked if Mprox was to take a game, or perhaps even I wouldn't be shocked, but it's definitely in favor of Downfall.
Coffee.
I'm just drawing some comparisons, going on a little bit of a history lesson too. Last year in Europe, there was a team called the Good Guys. They ended up being 8th place, and they were taking games off teams, but in the end, they got 1 series win in the entire competition, and that was against the 7th place team, which was playing Ducks. I think Mprox is ANZ's version of the Good Guys. They're going to take games off teams, especially if they have some special cheese almost strategies prepared, but the series wins will be very few and far between. I think their only real chance will be against Rich Gang if they don't show up, or versus Quick Match Warriors.
Yeah.
So between Downfall and Mprox, I'm definitely not seeing an Mprox win. Maybe a game. That's going to be pretty unlikely.
Surprise map, surprise, your pocket strat or unexpected, or
maybe they have some pocket murky Raxus holdout strat that no one's seen before. It's amazing and it shakes up the meta.
Yeah.
That's how they get a 1 map win, but I don't think there's going to be a series in them.
Coffee still reading from script.
Yeah, that's what I just read as well.
Do we want to move on to match number 7?
Yeah,
I
it's
think
the last match of the round. It is Aztec. This is going to be really good. I like that. This is going to be another good match to check out.
Man, I'm actually really excited for this game.
Aztec versus Outlaws. Again, this is just another game for obviously Outlaws to secure their positioning on the ladder even more. But Aztec, it's another one of those kind of in the sand, like you're drawing the line in the sand game. Where do they fall? They've had a week. They've had a week to practice, get the team synergy together. We know they're scrimming against good teams. Can they come back? Last time they forced Outlaws, it was a 2-1 in favor of Outlaws, but it was a 2-1. They took a map. You know, that's the highlight here, is that they did take a map against off Outlaws. So they're in the realm of potentially closing out a series, taking a series. You know, obviously the results meaning that they're not as one-sided. But Outlaws, again, they've improved dramatically over the season, just coming together as a team. Skilled, you know, individually skilled, yes. Team synergy, maybe a little bit lacking earlier on. But, you know, every player on the team definitely deserves to be in the league they're in. I mean, they're top of the ladder, you know. They're, you know, we're talking like them as if they were like a bad team or they don't deserve to be here. They're currently on the top of the ladder, so Outlaws are definitely another force to be reckoned with in the scene. I mean, Aztec, you could say a little bit about Aztec, though. They have improved as well. So it's kind of like a race. Who has improved more? You know, Coffee, who do you think has improved more out of you guys? Out of you guys?
Right, so last time I only mentioned it was a 2-1, but something really important that I think you left out there was this series started after the second series finished being cast on stream.
Yeah.
There were huge delays thanks to, somewhat no surprise here, Rich Gang of all teams. And we started the series at New Zealand time about quarter to midnight, right?
Yeah. Oh, no. So you
As far as I'm aware, there's no New Zealand players on Aztec.
Yeah.
Myself and Hiccup, we just want to go to sleep. We didn't even want to play this series.
Yep.
And it was just, it took a lot of stupid mistakes in the second game in order for Aztec to get that game. After that, though, we were pretty annoyed, and first game was somewhat dominant, and then we went to sleep straight afterwards. I don't think we even stayed for the end screen, but this time it's not going to be at midnight. It's not going to be finishing at almost 2 in the morning. It's going to be a 2-0.
Yep. Now you're
Confidence, I like it.
Yeah, that's something to report. I have to admit, I did forget that actually, that it was such a delayed/late game. And we're not going to see that. We're just not going to see that this time. So 2-0. I mean, I'm voting Outlaws. Instantly going for Outlaws in this match. I don't see. I don't know if it's going to be a 2-0 or 2-1, but I'm favoring Outlaws in this one. But no, beyond
70-30 in Outlaws' favor.
Outlaws favors. Yep.
Yeah, I think Aztec have looked decent lately, but Outlaws is still the stronger team. 70-30 Outlaws' favor. Such high level analysis, I know, but there we go. That's my prediction.
Blank, Outlaws, or Aztec. You're thinking pretty hard. Your Gunners are in the...
Here we go. The Great Blank Pods.
Ooh, he's doing the Morden strat. It's like, I could pick a different result.
Be the one.
You could be Morden Black.
I could have all the Metachlorians.
Look, I think it's going to be a good series to watch. I don't think it's going to be as easy to predict as people are thinking it is. I think that Aztec have come a long way. That being said, we all know that Outlaws do have the highest ranked GM player on their team.
Whoa. In competitive. Shout to Silence being number 1, Samuel Gold. I respect that.
Yeah. So that gives them maybe a slight advantage. I am going to stick to my Gunners here and say that Outlaws are going to win 2-1.
Same result.
Wow.
You still locked in Outlaws.
Yeah.
You had your chance, Blank. You could have been the hero of the panel.
Hero or most hated player on the panel?
No hate, man. No hate on this panel. We're all friends here. Unless you're Rich Gang, we're talking about your attendance rate.
Oh. No, it's going to be a good series to watch. I really think it is. And I do think that Outlaws will come out the goods. I think that Aztec will surprise us and take a game off, though.
Sold there. So Outlaws, 2-1 in favor of Outlaws. I think it's going to be 2-0 Outlaws. I think they've developed, like, you know, even if we, let's say last game was there was no ifs about it, right? You know, they were tied. Let's remove that and say they weren't tied. It was just a really good series. I think Outlaws have developed faster, have come together as a team faster than Aztec has. And I feel that just because of the more wins they've had. Winning, I think, is a great way to develop a team bond.
That's true.
If you're doing something as a team and then you win, you've created reinforcements for those actions, the good communications, the good banters, the good whatever. Unfortunately for Aztec, because they've lost so many games, where's their communication starting to really take a toll on those losses? Even if they've made the right call and it just hasn't turned out well, that's one of the skills of a team is how can we stay level-headed in those situations.
I mean, that's what it is. It's all mentality. And I was talking to the guys about this.
I think Outlaws have it. I think Outlaws definitely have the better mentality.
I don't know. Maybe. It's a tough one, because I mean, I had Lahal as well,
because they got Hiccup Icebolt on their team. You're just looking at those two, like those are massive personalities. They must get so savage on the comms.
I mean, you can assume all you want, but I mean, I had the guys here, and we were just having a bit of a chat, bit of banter, and we were having that exact conversation about mindset and how any team can take any team on any game. It can be done. And it just depends on the mindset going into that game. And both teams will have fluctuating mindsets for the game. Or the whole series, really. I think whoever takes the first game will probably win the series, but I still think that Outlaws will take it 2-1.
Fair enough. Let's do it. Well, we've all locked in Outlaws. That's it. That's all the games for this week. And guys, just before we go, we are going to drop the open div report from last week. Obviously, it didn't get played last week because Heroes Untapped took a break. But here's the open div report. Say hi to Neri for us.
Hi, Neri.
Hello. Hey everyone, Neri here from ANZHeroes.com, filling in for Essa doing this week's ANZ Open Division report. We're now into week 4 of the division, and we see Pleb to Pro continuing to reign supreme in the league, having not dropped a single match in the entire event. This week we saw some off-stream upsets. Ego Void defeated Morton's Monkeys, Ripple Esports took down Rolls Unspecified, and Funky Moon beat Dragon Doritos. Game 1 on stream saw Wolfpack come up against Funky Moon, and it seemed like there was a mosquito problem on Dragonshire, with Stump God's Tracer running circles around Wolfpack. By taking this win against Wolfpack in such a dominant fashion, they prove they have what it takes to be up with the best. However, since they missed out on week 1, they'll need to work hard for those extra points if they want to challenge a premier team in the Crucible. In another dominant matchup, Capital took a clean victory on Infernal Shines. In response to Spectre's melee-heavy comp, Slipslop pulled out a Battle Uther build using that Divine Storm to support his team and execute their blow-up style composition. Spectre continually were close to making these plays happen, but Capital were always just one step ahead, ending the game 13 kills to 2. In Game 3, we saw the Unseen come up against Onyx. The Unseen spent the early game on the back foot, but recognising their superior zone control only needed one amazing boss fight at level 10 to get their advantage. Onyx didn't fully utilise their global power and instead fell behind, losing multiple team fights and ultimately the game. The final game of the evening saw Ripple come up against Spectre in a super clean match on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Spectre unfortunately struggled in the draft, with their Zagara unable to find any value, and with no CC, they just had no way to secure any kills. This resulted with Ripple ending the game with 11 kills to 1 and a casual 4-level lead at their disposal. As with Premier League, the Open Division will be on break for this week, so games will recommence on Wednesday, the 4th of April. That's it from us. Have a fantastic Easter break.
All right. So that was obviously that was the video that ANZ Heroes still produced for their website last week. If you're wondering why they're saying wishing everyone a happy Easter, because they still produced it, obviously for their website. And look, that's it, guys. That's it for this week's show. Thank you all very much for tuning in. I just want to say, if you're a new player to the scene, an amateur, so to speak, and you're looking to get into a open div team, or you're looking to find a team to join, head over to onyx.gg. They're a community group, a community team in the scene that helps promote the the real new players, new amateur pro players to the scene. Amateur pro players, I don't know if that's the right way to say it. The real amateurs start. They're a good starting ground to try and learn how competitive play works. And that's it for this week. So it's Coffee. Thank you very much for coming on all the way from Outlaws, all the way from New Zealand, giving us the insights to the competitive league, to the HSC Premier League. Where can people get in contact with you if they want to talk to you either more about your time with Outlaws, about your competitive play, or maybe even about your sick junk rat moments?
You can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/coffee_hots. Occasionally stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/coffee_hots. In game, my name is OLW Coffee. So you've changed it up. Have a correct spelling now.
Yeah.
That was well done.
Yeah. That's where you can find me.
All right, thank you very much for coming to the show. It's great having you. Hopefully we can get you back again on future episodes. Hopefully you want to come back again as well. But Beyond, thank you as well. Very short notice coming on the show. Actually, Coffee as well yourself. Very short notice coming on the show. Thank you for filling that in. But Beyond, thank you for coming on the show. You're a great streamer. Your antics are intense on your stream. We love them. Where can people come and watch the amazing Beyond plays, or even just come and talk to you, genuinely get in contact, find out when your streaming is?
Okay. So you go to myfreecams.com/beyond21. Wait, that's the wrong one.
No, that's the wrong one. The other one.
Yeah, twitch.tv/beyond21 if you really want to watch a shit player play Hero League. You can find me on Twitter at beyondhots. And you can find me in ANZ chat, perhaps. Wish me in game. Whatever.
Beautiful.
Thanks for having me on the show, Disco, man.
No worries. Thanks very much for coming on.
It's always been my dream, as I said, since I was a young lad. Come on, here's Untapped.
No, you've been great. Fantastic. Thank you for your in-depth analysis and reporting.
Lots of in-depth analysis, yeah.
And Blank, obviously, thank you very much, Blank. Amazing co-host every week, coming on show, lining up the guests. Have fun in Japan. You're on your holiday. Of course, you'll still be coming across for.
No, he's cancelled his trip, man.
He's missed his flight. I heard Blank's already missed his flight.
Oh God, no.
Sorry, I can't. Sorry.
Well, you're fine.
I'm on fire.
I'm going to Japan, so I'll be flying out on Wednesday morning, which means that I will not be running the Open Div on Wednesday. That'll be done by someone else. I'm not 100% sure yet. You'll probably see Winters back in the casting seat again, though. I will be doing the lobby tomorrow night still. That'll be my last episode of the lobby, I think, before I go to Japan. So quick touch up there. Maybe some of these things have dropped. Maybe they haven't. That'll be on Games to TV1 tomorrow at 7 p.m. But no, you can find me on Twitch TV/blankhots when I am streaming, twitter.com/blankhots, facebook.com/blankhots ANZ, and in game I am blank. Disco, I'm still gonna call in. I promise I'll still call in for Untapped from Japan. I will.
Imagine that being on your holiday in Japan, you're having a great time. I'm gonna fucking do Untapped.
No. I'll be out under the cherry blossoms, and I'll just have the camera there so you can see the lovely castles in the background and temples and shrines and whatnot. It'll be amazing. I'll get some gear on the stream for us.
Disco, I'm on site at the Sakura Japanese wine bar where I'm tasting everything they have on offer.
No donations required.
For $10, I'll get my pants off.
Oh God, that's a bit expensive, don't you think?
A bit raunchy. Not in Japan, mate.
Disco. What about yourself? We are all on your we are all on your Twitch right now. But where else can we find you?
Look, guys, it's if you've enjoyed the show, one of the best things you can do for me is hit that sub button. No, I mean hit the follow button. Hit the follow button, and get those alerts for when the show go live. I do a lot of streaming during the week. If you do want to find out more about my other activities, I do casting for the Premier League. So you can find me on the GameStar channels and also on the Blizzard ANZ channel, casting hots when it's live. But I've got a Twitter account, is twitter.com/disconcur. My Facebook is facebook.com/disconcur. Everything, literally, you can go to any platform and type in the word disconcur, do a search for it, and I will come up. I am there in some capacity, some shape and form. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for coming on to Heroes Untapped. Thank you guys at home for watching Heroes Untapped. we're just going to fly out straight away. Thanks, everyone.
How much do I get paid for this, Disco?
How much do you get paid?
Yeah.
Didn't I already agree on your payment beforehand?
Yeah.
We'll give you that later.
Don't worry. I'll be depositing 100 tokens into your stream later.
I want 100 tokens.
All right, guys. We'll catch you later. Thanks very much. Stay safe. Thanks very much for watching Heroes Untapped tonight. This show could not be done without the support, the love, and the appreciation of viewers like yourselves. Please tune in again next week when we will be bringing you more coverage from the HGC ANZ Premier League, more info about the game itself, and some exciting guests as always. But keep it safe, guys, and we will see you in the Nexus. Do hang around because we will be throwing a host raid to a Heroes of the Storm ANZ streamer very shortly.